Hello my loves, it's Kat. How are you? What are you doing? I hope you're good. So today we have another pick a card, and this time we are going to find out what is the truth in this connection. What's happening in this connection? What are their true feelings? What do your spirit guides need you to know about this situation? And you know me, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, not even a little bit. So I'm going to give you the unfiltered truth about this whole situation. So beware and let's hope for the best. So what you need to do is to choose a pile or a crystal. We have pile 1 with garden quartz, pile 2 with the smoky aura quartz, and pile 3 with rose quartz. So when you have made your decision, go down to the description box to find your timestamp. I will give you a few seconds to decide, and when you're ready, I will see you at your reading. Ready? Let's go. Hello my beautiful pile number 1. So I chose the garden quartz. And this pile, so let's take a look. I have a few cards in here, and I also have a written message that I wrote as I was shuffling your cards. Like with every single pile, I had this like reoccurring like a message like that kept like repeating itself all the time, and I had to put it on paper, and that's when it stopped. So yeah. So, I wonder if I should start with the message, but honestly, it might scare some of you off. But now that I said it, now you need to know. So, what I kept hearing was, they have no intention of changing. This is something that kept repeating itself over and over and over. They have no intention of changing. They have no intention of changing. They have no intention of changing. And it was exhausting. It was so exhausting. Anyway, with this pile, I feel like, I'm going to show you the cards. So we have the moon. Your conscience, sensitive, inner emotion, and responsive. Then we have the fortune. Then we have the crystal Demortierite. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. But yeah. So with this pile, I get the feeling that this is a relationship, like you are in a relationship, or you are kind of in a relationship, or at least you would like to be, or anyway, this is not like there is a deeper connection here. This is not like a distant crush type of situation. There's like you are actually somehow involved, and or at least you have discussed it. So what I get with this, but for the most of you, I feel like you are already in a relationship, and with you, like with your energy, you are very empathic, very sensitive. I'm getting a little bit like high priestess vibes. I'm getting kind of introverted, sensitive type of vibes. I feel like you might be psychic. I also feel like you have very strong intuition, but you have somehow blocked it regarding this situation. You have somehow, it's almost like you don't see the signs. Or maybe you don't want to, and that has kind of like blocked your senses in a way. Like maybe, like for example, I see like somebody trying to like use tarot cards, but when they pull a card, they feel and see nothing. Like there is no message there. Like it doesn't feel like anything. Like there is no information in that card. I also feel like you are, like I said, very, very empathetic. You are an empath for sure. I also feel like you see the good in people, you see the best in people. You give me Belle in Beauty and the Beast, and also, more importantly, in Once Upon a Time. In Once Upon a Time, she was very, very much seeing the best in people. In Once Upon a Time, the Beast. If you don't know what Once Upon a Time is, they kind of take all of these like fairy tale stories, but they put a little twist on it. Like, for example, with Belle, the Beast in Once Upon a Time is actually Rumpelstiltskin. And yeah, so they have kind of like mixed and matched these stories together. Anyway, in Once Upon a Time, Belle, like her thing basically is that she sees the best in people. She sees the best in Rumpelstiltskin when everybody sees him as the bad guy, which he kind of is most of the time. Like, yeah, he does some troubling things, but she usually, like, there are points when she gets really fed up with it and doesn't want anything to do with him anymore. But yeah, I'm getting kind of like that sort of thing that is happening here. Like, there are times when you get really fed up with something that he or she is doing, and you kind of bring it up, but they always have a way of explaining themselves in a way that makes you kind of understand, feel a little bit sorry for them. You understand where they're coming from. You understand. That's your thing. You always understand. You always understand. But it's almost like they don't understand your side of this thing. Like, they don't understand how hard it is for you to always go against your better judgment, and how like everything is telling them no, like outside of themselves, everything is telling them no, but their heart is yelling yes, yes, yes. And they don't see how hard it is. They just want another chance and another chance and another chance. But I do feel like yeah, we have the message here. They have no intention of changing. It could be that they do in the future. Someday in the future, they realize what they have lost, and then they are ready for change. But let me tell you something. You hear all the time all of these stories where people had these awful exes and they did nothing, they did this, and they kept cheating. I'm sorry, I have the window open. It's really hot in Finland currently. So the car just drove past. Sorry about the noise, that was my point. Yeah, so where was I? Something to do with, yeah, someday in the future they might realize, but that often needs a, now I'm hearing the song. What is it? It's that song, it was a long time ago. There's something about you miss the sun when it's gone. You always miss the sun when it starts to snow. Hold on, let me get you that. Oh no, sorry. That was a big bang. I'm sorry. Yeah, I dropped something from the desk. So, you only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Was that it? Aha, let her go. Passenger. Well, you only need the light when it's burning low, only miss the sun when it starts to snow, only know you love her when you let her go, only know you've been high when you're feeling low. So there is this kind of thing, like they will not appreciate you until you're gone. That is the way this is, kind of. Yeah. And with the fortune, it tells me I feel like you have somehow like accepted this situation. Oh, there is a message in this crystal card, Dumortierite. Dumortierite is all about like making lists and getting organized, but for you, you need to start journaling. You need to start getting your thoughts in order. And this is something that you have to do with yourself. But it might help if you spoke with a friend, but that also might be a little much, because when you talk to your friend about a boyfriend or something like this, and oh no, I don't have the timer because yeah, so yeah, Dumortierite. Yeah, because friends are usually usually always like, leave the pig, like broke up with him, like get rid of that loser, you deserve better, like plenty of fish in the sea. Like they usually always have this sort of response when you talk shit about your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, because they don't feel attached. They don't have this emotional bond. They are not basically in love with this person, so they can't understand why it's so hard for you. But you need to do this yourself. You need to start journaling. You need to get clear with what is it that you really want in a partner. What is it that you really want in your life? Do you want to feel heard? Do you want to feel understood? Do you want to what is it that you really want from a partner? And then you need to see what needs of yours are being met and which are not, and if it's a deal breaker. I'm also getting a sense that with this relationship, it feels like the highs are super high and the lows are super low. And it's starting to become, like, it has been a nice 50-50 most of the time. But then it's starting to get a little bit like the lows are getting a little bit longer and the highs are getting a little bit shorter. And let me tell you something, when you have a relationship where the highs are high and lows are low, it's often, like 90% of the time, it's not the one. No, it's usually not the one. It's often a sign of a karmic relationship, and that is what I feel with Wheel of Fortune, that this is actually a karmic relationship. I'm also getting a sense of there is this, like, sometimes the best thing that can happen to you is the worst thing that can happen to you. And let me explain this. So this is an example of this, what I'm trying to explain. Let's say that somebody is in a very bad abusive relationship. Let's say emotionally abusive relationship. And very toxic, very emotionally toxic, but there is no physical violence. And this person is like, well, it's not the best, but it could be worse, right? Like, it could be worse. Like, they could be like actually like physically violent, but they're not. And sometimes, oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes, I got a message. Sometimes, hold on. I love such a, what was I saying? Oh my God, honey? Oh, right. I have a date with my boyfriend. Right, so I kind of forgot. Sorry. Okay, so that message just threw me off. Right. So what our brain does is that it wants to keep us safe. It wants to keep us safe how the brain what the brain thinks is safe. What the brain thinks is safe is to stick with the devil you know. Like the devil, your brain doesn't want to try anything new normally because it's scary. It could be really bad, and we're kind of fine with the situation that we're in, so it's best to stick with it. So what would be the worst that could happen in this situation? Well, that would be that the other person actually wants to break up. That would throw your brain off like completely. Like this person would freak out. Like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Like they're breaking up with me. I'm never gonna find anybody else. I'm gonna be alone forever, and it's scary. I haven't been single in such a long time. And then when you're actually thrown into that situation, you go like one day at a time, and it becomes normal. It becomes kind of okay, and then it becomes kind of great. And this is the new normal. And your brain is like, huh, well, that was actually really great. And now this person meets the love of their life. And it's going great, and it's wonderful, and it's amazing, and they get married and whatever they want to do with their future. But the point is that the worst thing that could have happened was actually the best thing that could have happened. So there is this kind of, I'm getting a little bit, what are they called? What is it? It's not a symbiotic relationship. Kind of like you feel like you can't do it alone kind of thing. Like I don't remember the actual term for that, but it's like you're scared of being alone and you don't know what that's going to be like, and if you're ever going to meet someone. But let me tell you something. No company is better than bad company. So let's get some tarot into this as well. So please, spirit guides, give me some information about this connection that is happening. What do they need to know about this connection? We have Queen of Cups. You really need to tune in with yourself. I'm also being told that you need to connect with your divine femininity. Oh my god. There are seagulls living on our roof, and now I don't know, I guess they woke up or something, and now they're going a little bit crazy. Maybe there's a dead body, I don't know. Yeah, you really need to get in tune with your own femininity. Also, this is something, I actually kind of got this kind of feeling, but I don't feel like physical violence in this relationship. And it is in this book, the Finnish title translated to English is "It Ends With Us," but I don't know if that is the actual English title of that book. I think the author was Colleen Hoover or something like that. Anyway, it's a story about this girl who grew up with a father who was very violent towards her mother, and in the end, like during the book, like she falls in love with a man who also ends up being abusive towards her. And when she goes to her mother about it, like it has gone really far, and yeah, it's kind of bad. But you know, the guy is always like really kind about it and nice about it and makes it seem like it's not such a big deal and stuff. But this is something that the girl had promised herself, that she would never find herself in this situation, and yet here she is. So she goes to her mother, and the mother tells her, like, don't forget where your limits are. Don't forget where they are, because when something like this, like, it starts small, like how this started, how the first time that this man got violent. I'm not saying that there's violence in this relationship, but I'm feeling called to say this message, like remember where your limits are. because there is something off about this. There is some boundaries that are being constantly pushed, and you are starting to lose sight of where they are. So this is why I'm telling you this. So the first time that this man ever got violent with the girl was, her name is Lily. And the guy's name is Riley. So the first time Riley got violent with Lily was when they were like hanging out, they were having fun, they were drinking some fun wine, and they had food in the oven. Then they kind of forget about the food, and then they realize like, oh my god, there's smoke everywhere. And they go into the kitchen, and the guy, Riley, he kind of is in this like, has like tunnel vision. He goes straight to the oven and he takes the dish out with his bare hands. Like he didn't use any sort of like a cover or anything. He used his hand, and he is a surgeon, a neurosurgeon, and obviously he burns his hand. And Lily kind of like, she's a little bit shocked and like in shock, and she's kind of like laughing like, you didn't think of like having a glove or anything when you took out that like when you took out the dish, like what were you thinking? And she's like laughing like, oh my god. And he pushes her and he yells like, this hand is my fucking career, Lily. Like this hand is how I make my living. And that is like the first time he got violent. And right away when he realized, he was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, this will never happen again, I am so sorry, like I got so stressed about the hand, like I don't even care, like, because then he kind of like cuts himself in some glass or something, because there is a broken things I don't know, something broke, and there was like glass on the floor, and he cut his hand, and Lily's like, oh my god, you cut your hand, like I'm so sorry, what about your surgery tomorrow? And he's like, fuck this hand, fuck the surgery, fuck my career, like you matter, like are you okay? So there is this kind of like, he was always very, very sorry about it and made it up to her and whatever. And it was really heartbreaking to read this book, because you really didn't want Riley to be like that, you know? Anyway. Every time something like that happened, because it always went a little bit more. It was always a little bit harder the next time. And that is exactly how it happened with the mother as well. And the mother was saying like, yeah, like it, like sometimes in the middle, like it wasn't so bad. Like it was just a little nudge, like a little push. And the other times it could have been like a full fist to the face, like to the eye. And the mother was always like, well, at least he didn't hit me this time. Like that's progress, right? So the mother said, like, don't lose sight of where your limits are. Like, also journal about those limits. Like, where are your limits? And how far are they now? We have 5 of Swords. So there is this worry about what's going to happen. How are they going to react? What will my future be? Oh, fuck. What will my future be like? I actually feel called to have this Empress here. Like there is this worry. There is this clear worry. Like, look how worried he is. Like, he has no idea what he's going to do. But then, at the back, a little bit later, he is so happy. Look at him. Like, he is achieving things that he always wanted to achieve in his life. He's reaching these goals he always wanted to get to, but he never was able to. And with this Empress, oh my god, you are stepping into your own power. You're stepping into your divine feminine. Doesn't matter if you're male. We all have divine femininity and masculinity in you. And the divine femininity is all about feeling good in your body, being sensual, enjoying life, enjoying all of your senses, finding beauty in life. And there is just this, like, there is this Do you know that it's that TikTok sound? I'm not quite sure what movie it's from or what series it's from, but it's like there is this girl like, oh, it's so wonderful to be a woman. That is something that I feel here. And there was another one that just came to me. I don't know, but that was just a basic one, like life is wonderful. I just remember life is so wonderful. And it to me, being in this energy, like after the fact, like this is like future energy. This is something that your spirit guides are letting me feel, to know how it's gonna end. Basically, I do feel like this connection is not going to last. It's gonna be over rather soon, actually. And I do feel like it's gonna be you, but you need to find this power. You need to reclaim your power, be empowered to want better for yourself. Because there is somebody waiting for you. That's just what I heard. Like, there is somebody just around the corner, but they're not gonna be there if you're holding hands with someone else. Like, they're just gonna walk right past you because they think that you are not available, you know? Like, there is somebody out there for you. Like, someone who you've always wanted to be. I just saw the Knight of Cups, and that's so freaking cute. Because this is so funny, because I just remembered, like, when I was shuffling, I kept seeing my ex's face, like my very first boyfriend's face. Oh my god, what a dickhead, honestly. And then I started getting messages from my current boyfriend in this reading, and it's just so funny because back in the day I really thought that he was gonna be it, like he was gonna be the one, like no. He is one of those exes, like he always keeps coming back to me, like once a year he will always try to reconnect. And that is so fucking annoying. Like, And when I was single, I was kind of like, it boosted my ego a little bit. Like, I'm the one that got away. I don't know. That's just how I felt. But then I got together with my current boyfriend. And again, he sent me a message. Actually, he sent me a friend request on Facebook. And I was like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what is this universe? Why are you doing this to me? I am so happy with this person. Why do you keep bringing this person into it all the time? So I just blocked him. I didn't even deny his request. I just blocked him. And the next morning when I woke up, there was a following request on Instagram from him. Like, what do you not get? Like, was the blocking not clear enough for you? And I blocked him again. Now I haven't heard of him, thank God. But honestly, I'm getting that sort of feeling here. I feel like they are gonna keep coming back to you. There's just something, like I said, the song, the Passenger song, you only realize when you love her when you let her go. Like, yeah, that's when they decide that they are ready for change, when it's too late. But before then, they're not gonna do it. They're gonna do it. See, people are willing to change for a certain person. Like, there are people, like, you hear this. I was actually trying to tell this story a while ago. I don't know if I actually did say it, but I don't remember anymore. Anyway, basically, like, you hear these stories, like how, like, you had this awful ex and stuff and they weren't willing to change at all, but then they're willing to do all the things with a new partner. That's because they just weren't with the right people, you know? That's just how it is. Like, this person is going to change for someone else, but it's probably not going to be you. I'm very sorry, but that's just not going to be it. We have Knight of Pentacles. Then we have Six of Pentacles. So your life will be rather amazing. There is somebody out there for you, and you have so much to do in life outside of relationship. Like, there is something that you're supposed to be doing with your life. There is some sort of thing that you don't even know what it is yet, but there is a catch. For some reason, you will not be able to do it when this person is around. So they need to be gone first. I'm getting, this is how your spirit guides are explaining it to me. So have you seen Desperate Housewives? So do you know Brie, the redhead? Well, she was this great cook and everything. Like, she was doing these gourmet meals for her family. And she was a stay-at-home mom. So she then got this idea, like, she's gonna make a cookbook. Like, that's what she wanted to do. And she started like writing it. And her husband came home and he was like, well, what's for dinner? And she was like, oh, just take some leftovers from the fridge. Like, I'm writing a cookbook. Like, this is amazing. Like, I don't have time to cook right now. And the husband was like, are you kidding me? Like, what the hell are you doing? When have we ever had leftovers for dinner? And she was like, today. And basically, he made her feel very small. I don't remember the actual words, but he kind of like made it seem like the cookbook wasn't a thing. Like, that is not what she's supposed to do. Like, she is a mother. She is supposed to be taking care of her family, not writing a cookbook. And she was like, oh, well, okay. Like, sure, maybe this is not for me. And she throws the cookbook in the trash and starts making dinner. What she didn't know was that there was a handyman there. He was fixing the sink and he heard the whole thing, or fixing something. I don't know what he was fixing, but he heard the whole thing, and he took the unfinished cookbook out of the trash and took it home with him. And later, when the husband died, it was after the funeral, he came to pay his respects, and I'm crying for some reason. I don't even know why I'm crying. But he brings the unfinished cookbook to Brie, and he says, like, the Cajun chicken was really amazing. Like, that was his favorite. It was really good. And maybe this is something that she could finish now, and she did. And she was really grateful. It was really beautiful. I don't know why I'm crying, but it was so. Anyway, there's something that you're supposed to be doing, but you need to find yourself first. Here's the thing. You need to journal. You need to find where your boundaries are. You need to find out what is it that you actually need from a partner. Figure out your needs and which of them are not being met and which of them would be a deal breaker or should be a deal breaker, but they are not. So you need to find out all of those things, connect with your divine feminine energy, and do what needs to be done. And yeah. So this is what I had for you. I really hope you enjoyed. I would really love to read for you again, and I hope I see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. So you chose the Smoky Aura Quartz. And we have 3 cards here and a handwritten note that I heard over and over again while I was shuffling your cards. We're gonna take a look at that last. So we have number 26, Hematite, 3 of Swords, and Chiron, your healing power, empathy, and ability to teach or learn remedies. So, oh, I just realized I don't have a timer, so I'm quickly gonna do that. Sorry about this. There we go. So I'm really sorry about the noise. It's really hot in Finland currently, and I have seagulls living on my roof, so they are rather loud. So I'm gonna reveal this handwritten note very soon. Or actually, I'm just gonna do it right now. So this is what I heard. You have fallen in love with a project. And I don't mean like a project, like renovating your house. I mean a person, a project person. Because here's the thing, I know that you are a healer. You have such powerful empathetic skills and healing skills, but like emotional healing, maybe even physical healing. Maybe you're into Reiki or something, but you're healing people. But you have fallen in love with a project. That means that you have fallen in love with a person who has some fixing to do, who needs to, can you even see that there? That's a little bright, but I think it's doable. They have a journey to go on. They have a journey of finding themselves, fighting to love themselves, fighting to like forgive and something like this. There is something that they need to learn and grow and fix and heal in themselves, but you're trying to do this for them. We also have hematite card, which is or hematite crystal, which is actually used to help with depression. I'm actually also seeing 13 reasons why it was a little rough for me. So I've only seen it once, and it was a long time ago. But who is this? The main kid, the main character, the boy. What was his name? I have no memory. Anyway, I'm getting like his his energy is your energy, kind of, because he's like, I think it was the second season when he got this girlfriend who had depression and suicidal, or am I allowed to say that word? Unaliving thoughts? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Anyway, and he was trying to help her and fix her, and he had this need to fix her. He had this feel to, or need to fix someone. And I feel like you have a little bit the same kind of vibes. I'm getting Cancer energy here. You're a fixer and they are a project. I keep hearing, it's a song called Project, but who is the singer? Let me see. Project lyrics. I'm also gonna read the lyrics because yes, but who is the Chase McDaniel? Is that him? So the lyrics go, baby, I'm a project, loving me's a mistake, find another prospect, save yourself the heartbreak, think you're gonna fix me, think we're making progress, you'll be broken with me, somewhere in the process, baby, I'm a project. So that's the song, or the lyrics, or the chorus. So it's kind of like they know this already. Like there's even a part like here that says instead of convincing somebody that I'm gonna call when the morning comes, I should be at home, I should be alone. Because but I think that there is something, like you can't leave them alone. There is this kind of like, you feel like they are a little baby bird, a little broken baby bird that you need to fix and heal, but they know that they are not. But there's also this feeling of being taken for granted. So I don't know, these are maybe a little bit contradictory messages, so it could be like one resonates with you more than the other. Like maybe you're being taken for granted, or maybe they kind of know that they are bad influence on you, or that they are not the one for you, because you deserve more than they could ever give. That's kind of what I feel here. Like, they know this already. Like, this is something that they know, and they know that they are not ready to change for you. Like, that was actually the theme of the first pile. Like they got, I don't know, you may have been drawn to the pile 1, but for them it was like this person was not going to change for them, because they were not the right person for them to change for, if that makes sense. But for you, it's like, it's not your job to fix them, and this is something that they need to do themselves. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna get a tarot card to get some more information about this. See, so Spirit Guides, give me some information. Oops, I left the pile number 1's crystal there. That's fine, that happens. So what? Pile number 2. Tell me about this connection. What's happening here? Is there some information that they should know? What messages do you have for my... Oh my goodness. Oh my god. I'm taking this 2 of Wands. Now I keep hearing like, should I stay or should I go? It's the Clash song. Should I stay or should I go? And what I'm getting here is that you should probably go. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Sorry, but yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. And honestly, this is a reading that I've been planning on doing for a very long time. But I never wanted to, because I knew that there were going to be some very hard messages, and it's really hard to give them. Very, very hard. But it's also even harder to sugarcoat them. So I'm just going to do what's easier for me, and just to give the tough love when it's needed. But then, like today, like I was feeling really bad. Like I had a migraine. I was feeling very awful. And I took a nap. Well, actually, I did. I was planning on doing this reading today. But I started feeling so bad. I took a nap and I woke up and I felt fine. And I was like, well, I guess I could do that reading. But I knew that it wasn't going to be this reading that I had to do. And I was like, maybe I should... maybe do another reading, because I didn't want to do this particular reading. But then I started hearing like crying, like a lot of crying, like this heartbreaking cry that comes from when the person you love doesn't give you the love that you need and deserve, and you don't know what to do. And I was like, okay, I've got to do it. I've got to do it, because there are some messages that people need to hear. And I don't know why I'm telling this to you, but I feel like some of you have cried about it, and that's kind of like what I heard. Because the crying stopped when I made the decision, like, fine, I'll do this reading. Let's get those messages out there, because there are obviously people who need to hear them. So let's bite the bullet and do it. So I don't know. I feel like there are many hearts, many tears that you have shed over this whole thing, over this person even. Because I feel like they don't see you. Ooh, oh. So we have indeed a very nice trio. We have the Ace of Cups, 8 of Wands, and the Lovers. But the funny thing is that they come with this card looking over to here. So what's happening here? Because she is contemplating on going. Like you can see this, like there is this one staff over here, like leaning against the wall, like should I stay? One wand leaning towards the window to the outer world. And she's kind of like leaning towards like going. Like there is this globe and then there is this picture of a van and a surfboard. She's like, yeah, maybe I should go actually. And this is what awaits for you if you decide to leave, if you decide to go. You will be actually healing a part of yourself. Okay, so this is actually, let's pause here because I have a message incoming. This might be just for one person. You know me. I do these readings for that one person that resonates with these. So I'm gonna say whatever message comes to my mind because it might be that that is the deal. That is the exact message that somebody might have needed to hear, and it might not resonate at all with the rest of you. It could be just for that one person. So this is for you. Great. Where is it now? Where did it go? Right, okay, yeah, healing a part of yourself. Did you have a mother or a father who were in a relationship that was rather toxic, or there was some type of emotional or physical abuse, anything like that? Did you grow up with a parent who was enduring the abuse and one who was inflicting it? Because I'm getting vibes that you have seen this happen in life very young before. You have seen all this happen before. And this was something that you decided long ago that this is something you don't want in your life. Like why can't they just like break up and get a divorce? Like this is not right. Or could be the opposite for some of you, like you thought that maybe this is what a relationship is supposed to be like. Because that is funny, because that is actually something that happened with me and my sister. Like we grew, like I'm much younger than my sister. She's in her 40s, I'm in my 20s. So basically, we have different mothers, okay? So there was a lot of toxicity in my dad's and her mother's relationship. But the thing is that she always grew up thinking that that is normal in a relationship, that is how it's supposed to be. And for me, I always knew that it wasn't right. I have always had this sense of what is right and what is wrong, even though I may not have had the example of the other one. I just always knew. Maybe it's because I read a lot of books or something. I don't know. I don't know how I always knew that what was right and what was wrong. Like, I just knew when things weren't right. Even though I didn't even really know what right was, I just knew that it was wrong, basically. So I grew up thinking that this is not what I want. These are my boundaries and nobody will ever cross them. So it's we kind of grew up in the same situation, but we ended up with a different understanding. She grew up thinking this is normal. I grew up thinking this is so not normal. And either way, you have found yourself in a similar situation. That is what I feel here. And this is a karmic thing that is going on, or maybe not as karmic as for pile one. For me, I feel like this is more like a lesson. Like, you know how some people are lessons, some people are blessings. This person is a lesson. And for pile number 1, it was more like a karmic relationship. It was something that was supposed to happen. It was always destined to happen. For you, this is all for the sake of learning a lesson. Yeah, so basically, you need to understand, maybe you need to journal as well. You need to understand, remember where your boundaries were. These paths are very similar, actually. Like, the messages are very similar, just a little bit different. So you may have been drawn to pile number 1. But the point here is, I feel like this is all about, like, what would it be like if you stayed, and what it would be like if you left, or left this person alone. This is basically heartbreak, being taken for granted, depression, not seeing your own value, kind of losing your sight of what is right, what is wrong, and what you wanted in life. And here we have complete self-love, understanding who you are, knowing your boundaries, and letting people in. And this is the way I see this card is actually, this card, the one word to describe this card in the Crowley deck is speed. And I see these are like wands, but I see them kind of like as matches, like matchsticks. And this is something that it's gonna happen really fast, and also it's kind of gonna be like a little bit passionate as well. That's one way to describe it. But you will find someone. You will find someone with this great connection, with this great passion, who loves you as you are, for who you are, who will not take you for granted, who appreciates you, who appreciates your wisdom and your thoughts, and understands where you come from, and you have this understanding. And it all comes from you loving yourself. So this is kind of like I see this kind of as a like a comic book, like picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, picture 4, and you leave, you find self-love, things start happening and life moves forward, and then you find someone new. Yeah, that is definitely something that I feel here and see. Absolutely. And also, I feel like this person is actually going to be, I just realized, you're going to be manifesting this person. Because I felt like, you know, like if you look behind her, it kind of looks like space, kind of like universe. So I just realized you're gonna be manifesting this person in. Because, you know, like manifesting, it requires action. You can manifest things without actually doing anything about it. But then again, manifesting something, the manifestation part, that required action. You know, you actually had to say the affirmations, or you actually had the script for it, or you actually had to think the thought, I am manifesting this thing in. So, because action is what drives or brings the manifestations forward. You can't manifest things by just not doing anything. That's not how it works. So, pile number 2, Spirit Guides, can you give me any other information about the situation? Ooh, okay. We have Knight of Swords and the Wheel. Yeah. Actually, when I looked at this card, I heard, don't walk, run. So I don't know, maybe there is something happening here, or something that will happen that will make you feel like, okay, I'm done with this. Then there will be this like a final draw. Like something will happen that will make you feel like, okay, this is it. I'm done with this. Like, leave, please leave. Okay, so this just, I don't know if you saw, but this kind of like fell out and I just put it back, but I realized like maybe this... I see. Okay. I don't know, it just fell out of the deck and I was gonna put it back, and then I was like, well, actually, maybe this is meant for you, and it ended up being the Devil card. So yeah, absolutely. There might actually be something you need to be aware of. When you decide to, hopefully, you will decide that this is enough. I'm actually done with this. I'm gonna leave. This is... But you have to realize that you actually need to think things through first. Like, you have to see what you actually want in a person. Is this what you actually want? Like, write everything down. How is he treating you? Is he taking you for granted? Does he understand your value? Does he appreciate you? How does he speak to you? Or she, absolutely she. How does she or he make you feel? And then you come into a conclusion like, you know, maybe this is not it. Maybe this is not exactly what I want. And don't be afraid to search for something new. Don't be afraid to take a chance and realize that maybe it would actually be better to be alone forever than to be unhappy with someone. Like, you have to understand that maybe that would be actually better. So with the Devil card, I see that this person is probably not going to make it easy for you. It's going to be actually kind of hard. It could be that they are trying to draw you back in. They could be trying to manipulate you to come back, or maybe after the breakup they will be coming back to you, trying to reconnect with you. It might, and this is just what I heard, it might be best to have someone with you when you break the news or something. I don't know, that might be something, a message for someone, I don't know, I'm not sure. But I feel like it's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be absolutely gonna be worth it. And I also see with that, because I've never noticed this before, but she has this little dices on her neck. It's kind of like she risked it all, and she won. Like, she took a gamble and it paid off. And I feel like the gamble here is kind of getting rid of this person. Because honestly, I don't see anything good coming out of this situation. Like, honestly, nothing. Like, actually, let's ask about it. Let's ask about it. What would happen if pile number 2 decided to stay with this person? What would happen if pile number 2 decided to stick with this person? If they decided not to leave? Justice. So what I feel here is that it would happen either way, somehow. It's not gonna... This is not going to work out either way. So if you decide not to leave them, there is something that will happen that will either make them leave you in the end or something like that. But yeah, there is something... But I also feel like this decision has been already made. Like, you're not gonna stay. Yeah, I feel like the decision has already been made. This person is definitely a project, and it's not your project. It's actually... what was it that he said? In Harry Potter, in the books, not the movies, in the books, where in the 5th book, when Umbridge gets rid of Trelawney, the divination teacher, Dumbledore comes up with another divination teacher, and that is a centaur called... What the heck was that? What the heck was his name? I don't remember. Anyway, when they have a first divination lesson by the centaur that I don't remember the name of, he says to Harry, like, hey Harry, like, can you wait a minute? And he's like, yeah. And the centaur says, I have a message for Hagrid. And Harry's like, okay. And the message goes something like, it's kind of like, it's a cryptic message. And the message goes, his attempt is not working. His attempt is not working. It would be best to leave it alone, or something like this. It would be best to now I'm like wondering what was the actual wording. Let's see if I can Google it. I wonder what it was. Okay, here we go. I found it. Okay. Yeah, okay, abandon it. Okay, yeah, I was sorry. I need to know things, you know. I need to know the exact things, exact wording and stuff. His attempt is not working. It would be best to abandon it. Yeah, that was the message here, and that is what I heard for you as well. The attempt is not working. It's best to abandon it. They're not gonna make it easy though, but it's gonna be God, because I feel like this is like the with the motorcycle, I feel like it's the getaway car, you know? Like he's running for his life and trying to get to the motorcycle before, you know, he's caught or something. I don't know, this was not a happy message, was it? I'm really sorry, but just how it is. I'm terribly sorry. But your future seems bright. As a silver lining, your future seems amazing. Because there is somebody for you who is passionate, who loves you for who you are, who adores you. Someone who adores you. And that is waiting on the other side of this. Well, this is what I had for you. I hope you at least enjoyed a part of it. Yeah, so I hope I get to read to you again, and I hope I see you in my next one. Bye! Hello, my beautiful pal number 3. So you chose the rose quartz. And we have a few cards here and my handwritten note. I'm gonna show the cards and then I'm gonna show the note. So we have Neptune, your fantasies, yearnings, longings, and potential for illusion. Then we have the 3rd house, your potential to learn something, your local neighborhood. And then we have adjustment, which is the justice card. And then we have the Egorine, number 1. How am I gonna... You had more cards than the other 2. Let's just put it like this. This is gonna be left a little behind, but it's fine. So the written message, the thing that I kept hearing was between 2 people, and when I was shuffling your cards, you kept getting like double of each cards, and I managed to get rid of the other 2 by I have this thing, like if I get too many cards, I'm gonna throw them and see which one lands up like face up, so I know which one is for you, or which one is more important in this reading. But these two kept both coming face up, so I had to take them both. So yeah, because I feel like if I get like two cards that are both like could be it, then, and it's just too much either way, then I have to make a choice. So yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, so I don't know what is happening in here, because we have evergreen, which is all about trust. Then we have justice or adjustment, which is all about like balance and justice and karma, basically. Then we have your fantasies, yearnings, longings, and potential for illusion. And then we have learning things. So, and between two people, this is a very tough one. So it could be that there are different situations for different people. So I'm gonna try and get a message from all of them, but with the Neptune, I'm sorry, I burped. I'm drinking Pepsi as usual, that I'm doing now. So let's drink some more so I can burp some more. So, with the Neptune card, it could be that you have a crush on somebody. It could also be that you have a crush on two people, or maybe you are in a relationship and you have a crush on another person. With Evergreen, it's all about trust. It's about having a little bit of a trust issues, not being able to trust other people, or maybe not being able to trust yourself. And then we have adjustment, which is kind of like, well, which one is for you? I just realized we also have, I've never noticed this before, but there is A on another, and then there is O on the other side. So this could be about choosing between two people. But it could also be that there is a third person in your relationship. Maybe your partner has a crush on somebody, or they are having an affair with somebody, or maybe you are having an affair. Because there was another pile that I said that there's feelings of an affair, but it felt like on their side, like they were the ones having an affair. So yeah. Were you in the pile, Kels? If you were, welcome back. Nice to see you again. But yeah, I didn't even realize the affair part, but now that I noticed the names on those, yeah, looks like it. I'm gonna need some more information. Oops, I just realized I don't have a timer on. Sorry, I'm just gonna put that. I always keep forgetting the timer. So let's put that on then. Let's get some more information about this situation. So we have pile number 3, please, Spirit Guides. Give me some information about this situation. What is happening in this relationship? What information do they need to know about this whole thing here? Like, what's happening? What exactly is happening here? Okay, so we have Knight of Swords. I feel like there is some sort of deceiving going on in here, actually. Let's get some more cards. Pile number 3, Spirit Guides. Pile number 3. Oh, okay. So we have 6 of Pentacles. So with the 6 of Pentacles, it's about giving and receiving. So I feel like paired with the Knight of Swords, which is kind of like, it's almost like is running towards his motorcycle. Let me show you. He's running towards his motorcycle. It's almost like he's trying to get somewhere fast. Almost like he's running away, in my opinion. And because he has his hood on, and I don't know, that kind of makes me feel like, well, maybe he was doing something sketchy, and he's like running away. And then we have Six of Pentacles, which is kind of like giving and receiving. So this makes me wonder if this other person is somebody who's giving you something that someone else is not. Does that make sense? Like, let's entertain the affair side of this. I'm not saying that you are having an affair. I'm saying that maybe some of you perhaps are. I mean, I'm not judging. Sometimes, honestly, sometimes not. I don't know. I just, for me, because I'm a person who always understands, I always know what, like, I always get where people are coming from. So sometimes having an affair, in some rare cases, was the right thing to do. I don't know. That is rare. I'm sorry if you have ever been cheated on. I have been cheated on. I have been cheated on by 3 different boyfriends. So I know how it feels. But then again, I kind of understand, you know, like, it's not about me though. Anyway, the point is, here, I'm trying to justify my messages, but just take it or leave it, you know, take it or leave it. It does feel like, because I'm getting the affair vibes here. I'm getting cheating vibes here. I don't know, I just feel like you're not getting something from someone, something that you really want. And you may have a crush on somebody. It doesn't mean that you're having an affair. You may have a crush on somebody. And they are giving you something that the person you're with is not giving you. Or maybe there is an impossible situation. Maybe you're married and you're unable to leave this other person, and you have to resort to having an affair. I don't know. I need more information. Talk to me, please. What's happening? Tell me what's happening in this situation. We have the Death and Reaper, and we have Knight of Cups. Yeah, there is a third person in this whole mess, and I feel like this third person is for you. So if this doesn't resonate with you, then maybe this is not your pile, okay? So let's leave it at that. This is what I'm going with here now. So there is somebody, I feel like you are with someone, and this third person is kind of, I'm feeling like maybe this is a friend, or maybe they were a friend, because now I'm being taken to a story where somebody was like getting married, and then they got a text from their friend who said like they have been in love with them for years and run away with me or something. Yeah, I'm not saying that's a situation. I'm just saying that is something that came to me when I was tapping into this energy. I'm also being taken to this book that I read long ago. It was about this girl who basically she was having a night out with her friends, and it was raining, she was walking, and she slipped and hit her head. And she wakes up in the hospital, and she was like, okay, great, I hit my head pretty bad then, like, cool. As it turns out, the memory where she hit her head was not the injury that took her to the hospital, because as it happened, it's 2 years later when she wakes up in the hospital, she had hit her head again, but she had gotten amnesia, and she has forgotten like 2 years from her life until that first time that she hit her head, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. Try to keep up. So within these 2 years, it's almost like she's living a completely different life, you know? Like, she has this rich husband, and they have this huge career, and they have this house with all these shiny things and stuff. And, like, the house doesn't seem like hers. Like, it seems like completely different persons. And, you know, like, the husband seems like someone completely different. Even her body has changed. Like, she is much thinner. Like, she has like clearly been working out. Like, before she, I don't know, she had a little bit more weight on and stuff, and now she was like really skinny and really tough and worked out really hard. And yeah, and all the things that brought her joy before, they didn't exist in her life anymore. Like, she was like, when she came home from the hospital with her husband, it seemed, she asked, like, okay, like, I need some toast. Like, can I get some toast? And the husband looked at her like very weirded out. Like, you don't eat toast. Like, we don't eat toast here, and we don't eat carbs. And the girl was like, what the fuck? Like, that's my favorite thing. I love toast. Like, how could I change so much that I didn't eat toast anymore? And as it turned out, because when she was like leaving for somewhere, this man approached her car, and the guy was like, her neighbor, and he was like, are you kidding? Like, this is how you break up with me? Like, you pretend to have an amnesia? And she was like, who are you? Like, what are you doing here? And he was kind of like mad, but then he realized like she didn't actually remember him. And as it turned out, she had been having an affair with her neighbor. And when she visited the neighbor, or like tried to get to know like what is happening in her life, like she wanted to understand like what's going on. So he later like went to this man's house, and she realized like all the things that she used to love in her life, like all the things that were there, like they were in that house, in that person who she was having an affair with. It was all there. Like, this life that had changed, it was never gone. It was just kind of like hidden, you know? Because when she went to that house, that guy, he was like, do you want some toast? And she was like, oh my god, I eat toast here? Oh my god, like, oh my god. I was worried for a second, like, where the fuck is all my toast? And she had a lot of toast there. Anyway, I don't know why that came to me, but it's almost like you can be more yourself with this other person. And I don't know. With this rebirth card, I feel like there's this other person you can't completely be yourself with, and then there's this other person who loves you for who you are, who just loves you as you are, who understands you and who sees you and who validates your feelings. There's this other person here. But there is this sense of also like kind of like duty and like kind of like a promise. I don't know, maybe you're married or something, because that like makes things like harder, and it's almost like I made a promise to this person, I need to honor it. But also this other person makes me feel like how I want to feel, like myself. And I don't know. This is a very interesting reading, a very, very specific one as well. Oh, okay. Well, that's way too much. So those cards will come back if they were meant to be. That always happens. Okay. So So we have Seven of Swords. Yeah, you're definitely sneaking around. Yeah, there is definitely something going on in this whole thing. And I feel like this other person is super romantic, by the way, like super romantic. Are you like writing letters? I wonder. Because there's something like a message about a letter, like a love letter. So then why are you not breaking up with this first person? Like what's the problem? What's happening? Is this because are there some sort of ties to this other person that you can't just cut off? Like what's happening? Okay, spirit guides, tell me about this situation. Tell me about this first person. What is happening there? Okay, that was fast. Yeah, so you have been building something together with this other person. Maybe you have some sort of like I was saying, I'm seeing like a company, or maybe you're working on something together. And I do feel like this was somebody you were always meant to be with, but maybe not forever. It also could be that this person is temporary, because there's one of these things is temporary. One of these things are not gonna last. And I wonder which person this is. I feel like you are having a hard time deciding like which person this is supposed to be, because I just like kind of like pulled this card like apart, because I feel like this is like the first person and this is the other person that you're sneaking around with, like your affair partner or some sort. So I want to know more about this first person. I feel like they're very strong. They are a leader. They were someone you once loved, and I think you still do, but I feel like it has changed somehow. It has somehow changed, and you have been building something together, and I feel like for that reason it's not so easy to just walk away, because it's different. Okay, so this is what we got for that person. We got the so I feel like this is the one that is not happening then. Two of Swords reversed. So Two of Swords is about making a choice, and because it became and making a choice between two choices in fact, and because it came reversed to this upper side, I feel like this is the person that you will not be choosing. Also, we got the Ten of Cups in reverse, so this is not the person that you will be spending your life with. So that made it much more clearer. So let's get some more information about this second person then. Spirit guides, tell me about this second person. What is happening in this second person? In the situation with this second person. I also saw the Lovers, in case that might come up again. I also saw Justice. Pile number 3, Spirit guides. Tell me about this second person. What is happening in the connection with the second person? Okay. We have Justice in reverse. Can I get some more information about this pile number 3 second person? Justice in reverse. We also have Justice up here, but here it's in reverse. Pile number, come on, oh God. Pile number 3. Okay, so we have Temperance and we have Strength. So it could be, it actually could be, because I just remembered the ending of that book. She actually got divorced from the husband and she didn't get together with the affair person. But it was kind of like left open that she might in the end. Oh, all the decks fell out. And we have the Lovers again. But let's see if it comes up again, because I don't know, that was kind of random. Or maybe because I was about to say that it was kind of like hinted that they might, because she needed a time for herself. She needed to be alone for a bit. So she decided not to choose either of those men. But in the end, I feel like because she was walking down the street, it was like sometime later, she was walking down the street and she like stumbled on, I don't know if she actually like bumped into him or something, but she met the affair partner again and they started talking. I feel like that's where the book ended, and it was kind of like hinted that, you know, they might start things up again. And that's when the deck fell onto the floor and the Lover card. There were many cards upright, but I was looking straight into the Lover's card, so I don't know. Maybe that story has something to this. I don't remember the title of the book anyway. We have Ace of Swords as well. And I feel like it actually got here in between, so you need to get clear on your intention, things that you want. What do you kind of like go into yourself and find out what you really want. This is a message that has come up to all of the piles so far. You need to journal about your feelings. You need to get into what is it that you really want from a partner. I'm sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. So, there is some like math symbols here. So it's kind of like you're gonna have to actually do the math, because there are so many things involved in this, because there are so many ties to this first person, and then there's the freedom on the other side. But is it the kind of freedom that you want, or like what's happening here? So you're gonna have to do some journaling and do the math, because I feel like there are some ties, like maybe you're married, maybe you have like a company together or something, maybe you have children, maybe you have a prenup or something. We have Three of Swords. So one of these people are gonna have to go. We can actually see if it's, oh fuck. I kind of wanted to see like which person it's gonna land on, so let's, yeah. It's gonna be the first person, it seems. That, yeah, is not gonna work out. So yeah, let's get one last card for this, because I have drawn so many cards in this reading. There are just some like piles that like I don't need many cards at all. It's usually the first one. Then I need a little more cards in the second one. Then I need a lot of cards for the third pile. I don't know what that's about, but I don't know. It just happens. Like, I don't usually need this many cards, but it's just how it is. It's just how it is. Yeah, we have the Hanged Man. So there is this freedom that this other person represents to you. There is also this, they kind of let you be you. Like we have this Strength card here that I kind of keep looking at. Like they let you like show who you really are. They let you do the things that you actually love. I feel like this first person with the King of Wands, they might be a little bit more controlling, with also the Two of Swords here with the blindfold, and and the crows and stuff, it almost feels like, and with the Justice as well, she has her eyes covered with a cloth or something as well. So it does feel like they're a little bit more controlling, and over the time you have lost a little bit of who you are, and then this person came into your life and they kind of reminded you like who you used to be before this person, and who you are and how life could be. Because I feel like with this person you have kind of like accepted things as they are, and this person came and showed you colors again. I don't know, there's just that sort of feeling. And this is the person you always thought that you were going to stick with for the rest of your life, but it's not happening with the reverse Ten of Cups. It's not happening. And also with the Three of Swords, it's just going to keep on hurting. But this person, I'm not sure if this is going to be the soulmate, but I feel like it is someone you need at this moment, especially. We can try and see if this person is going to be, I just saw the Lovers again, is going to be the one for you. We got 10 of Pentacles, so it just might be. It just might be. But I feel like that is not your goal, actually. Your goal is not to find somebody you can spend your days with. I feel like you need a break to find who you are again. So I feel like there is, like, your choice is not to make a choice between these two people, but you're going to be choosing yourself. And then when you have had some time for yourself, you're going to be like maybe looking into this person again, or still, depending on your situation. But I do feel like this person is going to stay in your life for quite a while, actually, as a friend, or maybe something more, if that is your choice. But that is definitely something that I see. But this person, he helps you see, or she helps you see, like, how life really could be, like how exciting life can be. And you know, your life is good. Your life was fine. Like the way I would describe this person with the first person is fine. Like, it was fine. Like, not too bad, but not too good either. So with the second person, it's pretty amazing. Like, you may not have the same luxuries you had with this person. Maybe this person comes from money, and maybe you have this really nice house, or maybe you have this really nice career, or a share in this company or something. And this person, it's kind of like, I'm getting like Titanic vibes here. Like, your Rose and... But he was a baddie, right? He was a baddie. But this person is not necessarily a baddie. It's just not the right person for you. So this being the rich guy that she is being married off to, and this being a Leo, showing how exciting life can be without money. Like, you don't need money to have fun and things, and, you know, enjoy your life to the fullest. So, yeah, this was the message that I had for you. And yeah, I do hope you enjoyed. These messages have been really rough. Like, all of these piles were kind of harsh, but I do hope you enjoyed at least a part of it, nevertheless. So, I hope I see you in my next one. And so, yeah, bye.